Hey folks, it's Bug from Bug Hunter. Thanks for hanging out on a Sunday morning if you're where I am, and a Sunday evening if you're in Europe. I try and do these YouTube streams every 2 weeks for our friends across the water, so that they're not asleep while I'm playing my normal Tuesday night YouTube stream. So yeah, get used to this time. I think I'm gonna start doing YouTube streams Sundays around now. It's like noonish where I am. So cool. Hey everybody. Got my glasses back, got a new shirt on. This is my character arc from last stream where everyone was making fun of me for not trying on my new shirts. This is one of my new shirts and it fits. So cool. I'm gonna play some songs and take questions. So if you have questions, throw them in the chat, and you can throw out suggestions for songs you want me to play, but I have a kind of a list today. So cool. This is a song off of the Rough Draft, and it's one I haven't played in a while. So it's called Piano Teacher. Piano teacher, here I am for class. I didn't do a single thing you asked. I'm still waiting for the shit to get fun. Piano teacher, don't you act so stressed, 'cause when I leave my mom will cut your check. We all get what we want, except my mom. If the story could fast forward, I would smash that button now. I'm not the next all-star, I'm hardly an artist. I bought this guitar and I'm trying my hardest. When I'm by myself, nothing can stop me, but I can't perform if there's anyone watching. When I hit play, I'm still in the same place. Piano teacher, my old soccer coach, college professor, everyone I know. I'm sorry I couldn't listen to you then. It wasn't your fault, I abandoned it. I only learn when I am passionate, but when I am, I cannot be controlled. If the story could fast forward, I would clamp that button down. I'm not the next all-star, I'm hardly an artist. I bought this guitar and I'm trying my hardest. When I'm by myself, nothing can stop me, but I can't perform if there's anyone watching. When I hit play, I'm still in the same place. I'm hardly an artist. 2 notes in my guitar riff and no signs of stopping. Look, ma, watch me. I'm hardly an artist. 2 notes in my guitar riff and no signs of stopping. Look, ma, watch me. I'm not the next all-star, I'm hardly an artist. I bought this guitar and I'm trying my hardest. When I'm by myself, nothing can stop me, but I can't perform if there's anyone watching. It's all fun and games till you find your profession. Then you look back on a lifetime of lessons. I won't spend a penny on one more obsession. I'll take my hobby before your investment. Well, I've been skipping the best moments. Now I'm done, and all I hope is when I hit play, I'm back in the same place. Cool. So that is a song called Piano Teacher off the Rough Draft. And the reason that I played that song today is because we are running an event this month called March Madness. And basically what I've done, if you haven't seen, is I have placed all of our songs into a 32 song bracket, and I allow people to vote. So you can go to our website at bughunterbug.com and vote for your favorite songs. And a lot of matchups in round one really stress people out. And round one ended last night, so I actually have the results up for March Madness now. And the reason I played that song is because it did lose out in its bracket last night against Safe Words. So I'm gonna be playing some songs that lost in our round one March Madness bracket. So let me pull this up real quick. Here is our March Madness bracket, and you can see I've kind of filled in the second row here, and I can kind of go piece by piece on this. But you can see over on the right hand side, Safe Word and Piano Teacher were up against each other. That was actually the closest matchup of the entire bracket. There was a difference of, I believe, 5 votes that separated Piano Teacher and Safe Word. So one vote really can make a difference. You can see Disco beat Point to Prove, Who I'm Singing To, Listen to Your Mom beat Try My Best. Go With the Flow and Yes or No is also a very, very close one. That was within about 20 votes. $sign Sax and Gulf Coast was close, but Gulf Coast won that one as well. Deserve Me. Creature of Habit beat Waving Goodbye, which I was actually pretty surprised by. But there it is. Making Up Words beat Boogie Pete. I think that was a really hard one for a lot of people, but in the total vote, it wasn't super close. I feel like a sports commentator right now. Hold Tough beat Echoes. Pebbles beat Baby Teeth. Key to Being Lonely. Pine Cones, again, like I said, Safe Word beat Piano Teacher. Be Glad I Love You. I think a lot of people were very upset about Be Glad I Love You and Magic 8 being paired against each other, but Be Glad I Love You actually won with the biggest deficit, the biggest difference of any of the matchups. So the biggest winner of the week, I guess, is Be Glad I Love You. Take It Back beat Braggin', which was a hard one for me because I love Braggin', but it also wasn't close. And then Toddler beat It's Alright. So that's where the bracket stands now. You can already go and vote in the second round. The link is in the description of this video if you wanted to go and check that out. But what I'm going to be doing today is probably playing some of our loser songs just to kind of commemorate them as they get left behind in the bracket. So the first one I played today was Piano Teacher. And I'll be playing a couple more of these too. So. And you can check that bracket at our site. And yeah, Jams, thank you for throwing that link up in our chat. If you're not in the chat, it's over on the right or bottom, depending on what device you're on. So, and feel free to throw in some questions in there. I'll be happy to take some questions and chat with people at any point, kind of between songs today. But I'm gonna kind of keep going now and play another song. Yeah, this one was another one that lost. It didn't stand too much of a chance against Deserve Me, but it's one of my favorite songs that I've written, and so I'm bummed to see it go down in the first round. I think another matchup it would have done better, but this is a song called Slow Burn. Cue the music, let it build. The melancholy soundtrack of a summer indie film. I'm the quirky, unconventional leading guy. I say stupid garbage no one's ever said in their real life. Like I've been taking bigger breaths lately, 'cause you told me not to hold it, waiting for you to come in. Slow burn, I'd trade a kiss from her for a laugh to pass your lips. And a slow burn, my heart goes pitter patter, pitter patter, batter up, I'm up next. Slow burn, 'cause it's the only light I know. So while there's some hope for you and me, I burn real slow. So let's stay home tonight, my love. I don't like crowded rooms or the silly folk that fill them up. My introversion's not a charming trait, and my wit's not good for much but thinking up useless stuff to say, like my hopes are sleeping quietly in bed, 'cause you told me not to get them up, dreaming one day you'd come in. Slow burn, I'd trade a kiss from her for a laugh to pass your lips. And the slow burn, my heart goes pitter patter, pitter patter, batter up, I'm up next. Slow burn, 'cause it's the only light I know. So while there's some hope for you and me, I burn real slow. I didn't know better, so I didn't get better. I held on to hope when it's best I forget her. I didn't know better, so I didn't get better, 'cause love has a spirit and I followed the letter. I didn't know better, so I didn't get better. I loved her so long and I can't quite remember that all of my eggs in her basket won't hatch, but I counted each one and now I want them all back. Slow burn, I trade a kiss from her for a laugh to pass your lips. And the slow burn, my heart goes pitter patter, batter up, I'm up next. Slow burn, 'cause it's the only light I know. So while there's some hope for you and me, I burn real slow. Cool. So that was a song called "Slow Burn" off of "Torn Between a Couple," and it didn't quite make it past the first round of March Madness. So cool. Does anybody have any questions for me or anything like that? I know sometimes I always get a lot of questions by the end of things, but in the beginning, people don't seem to have too many. Evelyn is asking about my glasses, kind of. There's question marks there. Yeah, I wear glasses. I broke them in December, and so it took me 2 months to replace them because I can kind of see pretty all right. So, but I got them back in the mail. So, Parker says to smash the like button. You can if you want to. I'll leave that up to you. If you want, you can smash the link to our March Madness bracket and go vote, because that's kind of what I'm hoping people do, because the round 2 just opened up today, and there's another week of voting for the round 2 March Madness. So Star Knight asks, how are you doing today? I'm good. I'm very sleepy. I stayed up way too late last night playing board games with my buddy on Tabletop Simulator, and I should have gone to bed earlier, but I didn't, and so I had to wake up this morning for a meeting about a thing, and then was just getting ready for the stream, getting all my graphics up, ready for this. Boom, look at that. Flawless transition, getting all those ready. So I'm tired, but I'm happy to be playing and kind of waking myself up. This guy says, I hate that I'm just finding out about this artist. I appreciate that. I still consider these the early days, hopefully. So you got on before we were cool. I think we're still a pretty small band, and it's hard to hear about us. You have to be lucky enough for Spotify to tell you about us, or have a friend who is looking out for you and sending you our music. So, you know, we've been around for a while, but I think we still got a long way to go. So don't feel too bad if you hadn't heard of us before now. But I appreciate the support there. Crimson Diamond asks, apart from McCracken, what song do you think has the biggest chance of taking off? Funny story about that. The last week and a half, Disco in the Panic Room has been consistently beating McCracken on a daily Spotify streams basis. So our top song on Spotify right now, if you just go look at it, not in total volume of plays, but kind of recent momentum, is Disco in the Panic Room. So that's kind of our cool big song now, and it'd be interesting to reach a point where a different song besides McCracken is our like most listened to song. But I don't know that it'll happen. But right now, that's how it's trending. So it'd be very cool to get another song kind of out there in the world like that, where people have heard it and maybe not even heard McCracken, which is I refer to McCracken as a gateway bug, where most people start with our music and then go from there. So. Jonathan says, can you check if that's on a playlist that may be causing that? Yeah, I think what happened was somebody put it on kind of not a large playlist, but a medium-sized playlist, and that kind of, whatever, people listen to it on there, and then it kind of kicked off the algorithm to send it to more people, and so it's on it's kind of on a roll right now. So cool. So for people who just joined us, I'm kind of playing some of the first round knockouts from our March Madness bracket. But I also wanted to play, I don't even know if I should do this, but last week I played a song off of Surge of Confidence, and so I thought I practiced one right before, and so I might try and play a song off of Surge of Confidence, but not all of it, just what I can remember. So I saw that I wouldn't be doing this if Parker wasn't here, but since we have some Surge of Confidence fans in the room, I will play a song off of Surge of Confidence, but so here goes. Let's see if this works. You know, it's been a while since I've played some of these, so this song it's an old one. It's not a new one, so if anyone hasn't heard it, it's not a new song, it's an old song. It's from 2015. You're as a light to a bug every time you shut me up. You'd think once would be enough, but I learned slow. So once more from the top, and I'll never pause, stop or waver from the cause. Sometimes recognizing flaws don't mean the path is gone or bullets dodged. So make me stutter like the way we bounce back and forth. And I'm so sick of waiting for what could be or might be. So here's to what the night brings. I hope it's you closer to me. So I'll tuck and roll, that's my last option, I suppose. Hit the pavement, hit the road, yeah, there's a difference I've been told. One step was all it took to make me wanna fall. Sometimes even proper walls can't keep out ties that rise when you're involved. So make me stutter like the way we bounce back and forth. And I'm so sick of waiting for what could be or might be. So here's to what the night brings. I hope you'll like this. Tell me that you're timeless. Make me believe if I search I won't find this. You So that's most of Make Me off of Surge of Confidence. It's an album that I released in 2015 under just the name Bug. So if you're watching this, there's probably a 50-50 chance that you've already heard it. But for those who haven't, it's an old song back in my younger days when I was 23. Cool. So little if you hop onto YouTube streams, sometimes they'll play a Surge of Confidence song. So cool. Got some questions. Cody Conroy ironically asked, where did you pick the name Bug? My actual name is Cody, so we share a name. Bug is what my parents have called me since I was born, so it's just childhood nickname. That's about it. And then Hunter's my last name. So Cody says my nickname is also Bug. Cool. Hey, same person, parallel universe. That's fun. Ash Fam says, would you do any covers? I mean, I'm not like, I don't know. Part of me feels like I like songwriting. I don't really like love like. I don't love performing music for the sake of it. I love performing my songs, and I love writing my songs and kind of like getting that out in the world. Like I love getting up on stage and performing for people, but I've never really done many covers. I've done a couple of mashups before, so I wouldn't call that an exact cover. But I've spliced other popular songs into my songs at kind of different points. If you've ever seen us live, you might know what we're talking about. But yeah, I mean, I guess if I started boring people with my songs and I could learn how to play a cover, I'd probably learn something by like, I don't know, I'd do like an acoustic treatment of like a Blink-182 song or something. I don't know. I feel like if you want to listen to a song, just go listen to the artist who made it. I don't know. I don't know how much I have to add to other people's music, but Good Man Down 76. Is there any chance to remaster any Surge of Confidence songs? It's something that, you know, we did it for Headlights. So Headlights, if you don't know, Headlights on Bigger Than Myself is actually a re-record and a slight rewriting of a song that was on Surge of Confidence, my first album. And the reason we did that was because the song that I needed for that spot on the album was going to be Headlights. Essentially, like I could have written a new song, but it would have been in like tone and topic and in every other way so similar to Headlights that it felt like I've written this song before, and so I just kind of modified it a bit to kind of fit what I needed, and I improved it in kind of ways that I've grown as a songwriter in 5 years, and there was things about it that bothered me, kind of playing it back, and so I took it as an opportunity to kind of fix some of the things that I wanted to about that song. Would I do it for other Surge of Confidence songs? Maybe. I would only do it if I felt like I could change them in such a way that I'd be happy to release them now with another 5 or 6 years of songwriting experience. What I say about Surge of Confidence is I'm very proud of that album because it was my first album, and I literally made it in GarageBand in my closet, not really knowing what I was doing, and it was kind of my first set of songs that I had ever written. But if I were to just take that album as is and just release it onto the Bug Hunter Spotify page, I wouldn't want people to assume it's like our fourth album, because I don't think it's a step above what we've released since then. So I feel like it would be disappointing to anybody who didn't understand the context that they were like older songs. So right now I'm just happy for people to go find it. If they've had enough of Torn Between a Couple and Rough Draft and Bigger Than Myself, it's another set of songs that I've written that you can go and check out. And kind of dig deep to find it. But for most casual Bug Hunter fans, I'm not trying to put it front and center. So, cool. So yeah, speaking of other albums, actually, that brings me to a really good point. Is we are doing a Torn Between a Couple playthrough in less than 2 weeks. The 4-year anniversary of that album, which includes songs like Key to Being Lonely and Who I'm Singing To and Sweet Nothing and Yes or No and It's Alright and Slow Burn and those older songs, which we still call the Bug Hunter. It's our first album. I'm doing a full playthrough on Zoom. So basically I will play it front to back in this same black void with the same microphone and the same guitar, kind of in this style, but it'll be on Zoom, and I can see your faces, and we can take questions kind of from people directly, where you can unmute yourself and ask me a question, and I can talk to folks, and we unmute for applause, and that makes things feel less awkward when I'm done playing a song. So it's a really good experience, and this one is actually it's pay what you want. So my previous Zoom shows have kind of been a small ticket fee, and this one is pay what you want, because it is it's something that is it's a special event, and I don't want to exclude anybody from this one particularly. So respect your budget when you get a ticket, but we've already sold like well over 100 already. It's going to be a big show. I'm really excited. I'm nervous because I got to play some songs that I haven't played in a long time, so I got to practice. Yeah, go do that. There's no reason not to go do that if you like our music. If you like Torn Between a Couple, it's Saturday, March 20th at about 2 p.m. Central Time. So, you know, an hour later than it is now, wherever you are in the world, so that Europeans can come in their evening. And it's a Saturday, so hopefully if people in America want to come watch, then it's just kind of a matinee. So. Cool. More songs? More songs. This is another one that got kicked out of the bracket, but it's one of my favorites. This one went a little further in my bracket than it ended up going in the official one, but it didn't stand a chance against Disco in the Panic Room. So this is a song called Point to Prove. I'm putting all my hours, I'm playing every night just to get a little better at guitar. I'm taking singing lessons at $80 a lesson. Who the hell am I impressing? And why do I work so hard? I searched my soul, dug deep below to find the answer. I think the reason for it is I was an ugly kid with a handsome older brother. Yeah, I was a catch, like a cold or an ugly fish. I knew what to do, wear my talent like a mask and hope it magically distracts you. But I'm back, I've practiced my acts together, I got better and a point to prove. I didn't know her in June, I got her screen name as valuable as gold for antisocial kids in 10th grade. I spent the rest of my vacation glued down to my chair, was afraid to miss a second of our digital affair, cause when summer ended I would finally be the guy I tried to be in person but could only be online. The first day of the school year we get our seat assignments, I ended up right next to her and we just sat in silence. And I wouldn't wish that awkwardness on anybody. I think the reason for it is I was a chubby kid with an athletic older brother. Yeah, I was a catch, as in I was easy to catch during tags. I was fat, I knew what to do, I was chasing newer passion, cause I'm sick of nothing happening. But I'm back, I've practiced my acts together, I got better and a point to prove. And I have hit the bottom, been lost, tossed, and gosh, I've been burned by gossip. And I have gone full hot topic, was an ugly duckling crossed with a few hot pockets. And I'll be damned if where I am's not what I worked for. I think the reason for it is I wasn't wasn't talented, when all I wanted was attention. Yeah, I was in no way, yeah, catching life for love. I knew what to do it 'cause I love it and one up my older brother, yeah. Now I'm just playing 'cause I've stopped dying from embarrassments, hiding from comparisons. I'm driven, I got vision, time, ambition, and a point to prove. So that's a song called Point to Prove. I can hear my family clapping downstairs. Yeah, so it didn't make it past the first round. Bummer for Point to Prove, but it's one of my favorite songs I've written. So R.I.P. Point to Prove. Cool. Thank you for everyone who's just saying nice things. I'm not gonna read them out loud because it's kind of self-applauding, but I really appreciate you saying those kind words. Parker says, what does your brother think of Point to Prove? So the first time I ever played Point to Prove in public, I made sure that he was there. I was playing at a improv show. For whatever reason, I was booked as the musical intermission between improv groups at a very small improv theater in Seattle. And my brother and his wife were visiting for the weekend several years ago. And I had booked this improv show because I knew the improv guy. He hosted an open mic, and he was like, how about you come and play some songs in between improv groups? And I was like, sure. And there was 5 people in the audience: my wife, my brother, his wife, and then 2 people that one of the other improv groups brought. So there's literally more people performing that night than were watching that night. But I ended up playing Point to Prove for my brother, and I was like, I hope he gets that this is supposed to be kind of funny, because I played it kind of in public in front of him, and he loved it. It's his I think he still says it's his favorite of my songs. So he's a fan. So I see somebody asked the background of Boogie Pete. Boogie Pete is, speaking of my brother, he's my brother's best friend, and I just wrote the song to dunk on him, and it turned out that other people really liked it too. So yeah, it was from my brother's wedding, and that night Pete just kept saying, guys, Boogie Pete's coming. Boogie Pete's coming. And I was like, who's Boogie Pete? He's like, when I drink, I turn into Boogie Pete. And so I just kind of kept that in my back pocket for a little bit, and then I wrote a song about him just to make my brother laugh, and then put it on an album. So Chance the Euchre says, what kind of mic do you use? This is a Sennheiser MK4, and if you want to know more about my setup that I'm using, go to our Discord. So if you could post the Discord link for anybody who wants to join our Discord. There's a room in there that's called the Bug Hunter Studio or something like that, where I actually have a diagram of exactly what I use to record all of my music, especially Bigger Than Myself. Some of the rough draft was recorded in the studio, but Torn Between a Couple, Bigger Than Myself, and McCracken and Be Glad I Love You and Go With The Flow were all recorded with this microphone right here, using an audio interface that I thought was broken, and then my dad fixed it, because he's a genius, and saved me a lot of money by just changing out one of the USB ports on it. So you can go to our Discord, and there's a room in there. It's a read-only room, so all that's in there is a diagram of my recording setup. So for any other people who are interested in home recording or things like that, there's also the Ask Bug room in there where you can ask me more about it. I'm happy to give tips and pointers. It's a long road. There's a big difference between recording music and writing music and performing music, and I've had to kind of learn both at the same time. And it's like that scene in The Emperor's New Groove where the llama and the other guy are going up the cliff, and they're supporting each other and walking up one by one. That's, to me, I feel like writing music and recording music, I have to learn how to do both and kind of walk my way up the cliff, Emperor's New Groove style. But they are totally different skills. So for anyone who's interested in that, I can give you tips of what I know. But Cody Conroy asks, how much of Point to Prove is experience versus invention? Point to Prove is one of my most true songs. I think I say in bragging that sometimes I'll exaggerate to try to sound cool. It'd be pretty weird if I was exaggerating Point to Prove to try to sound cool. I think pretty much everything in Point to Prove is at least from my perspective pretty on point. So I see Mars is here. Mars, sorry you missed Make Me, but it's recorded, so you can go back and watch it. So cool. I might do. What have I done? 4 songs. I'll do one more. And then probably let everyone get on with their day. So I'm looking at this. For anyone who wasn't here earlier, I'll throw this back up again. Here is the results from our March Madness round 1. So I've played a couple of the losers from this bracket today. It's kind of harsh to call them losers. I'll just call them knockouts because they got knocked out. That sounds less harsh than losing. So I've played Slow Burn, I've played Piano Teacher, I've played Point to Prove, and then I played Make Me, which isn't on here, but you got to give the people what they want. So if everyone wants to put their predictions into the chat, they can. I have a feeling about the final 4, but I'm not sure. I think there's at least 2 of them that could go either way. And especially since we've introduced the Bigger Than Myself songs into this bracket since last year, it's kind of hard to know kind of which of these will kind of end up in that last set. And you can go vote now. It's started already. So I believe I checked this before I came online, and there had been one person had voted in the second round. So your votes can really sway things right now. So let me pick one more off of this list that lost, that got knocked out. I'm already breaking my own rules. Okay, I think I got it. I haven't played this one in a while, but there's a song that I used to open all my shows with because it just felt, I don't know, it's a good kind of introduction to our music, especially back in the day when we only had one album. So there's a song called Yes or No. Sorry, the truth is coming down with the cold or coming up with excuses. What if I'm early? What if no one else shows? What if everyone that does wishes I would just go? I overthink things. I'm so aware of where my hands are whenever I make a fashion mistake and wear a pocketless sweater. Hanging down is absurd, folded up, much too stern. So in the hands of another is probably what I prefer. And I believe in broken hearts, in awkward love and seeing stars. Are we too old to still be passing notes? Kiss you took courage, cause it was probably your first, and then I had to deserve it. Now we kiss in the darkness, we kiss all our friends, cause maybe this one will feel like we're 16 again. I remember my first love and the day that I fell. Took me 2 years to tell her the way that I felt. Now I'm older and I'm more self-assured. I'm just a little nostalgic for something a little more pure. Hearts in awkward love and seeing stars. Are we too old to still be passing notes? Check yes or no. It's not a contract you can sign. Let's go back to a simpler check yes or no. And I believe in broken hearts and awkward love and seeing stars. Are we too old to still be passing notes? Check yes or no. So that's yes or no. Unfortunately, another knockout from the first round. I think a different matchup. It could have made it through, but it was very close between that and Go with the Flow, which I think if yes or no had won, I would have said the same thing. I would have been bummed that Go with the Flow had been knocked out. So, that one, happy either way and bummed either way. So. Cool. So I think I'm done with songs. A couple of other things that I just want to mention real quick before people jump out. If anybody is interested in kind of our supporting the band, we don't do. I think we're not going to do really Kickstarters or Patreons anymore. But we do this. We have a button of the month. It's called Bug Scouts. This month we have our Bug Be Glad I Love You pin designed by Deep Blue Ink, who, if you have seen our Be Glad I Love You animated music video, this is the frame from that. Basically, it's our little bug band that he created, and he's done work for like the McElroy brothers for their channel. And he made our first like official animated music video, and it's brilliant. So if you haven't seen it, definitely go and check it out. You're already on YouTube already. I'm just going to be talking here. So if you haven't seen it yet, definitely flip over to that. If you have seen it, watch it again later. But if you want, these buttons are $5 for a button, and you can get the bundle to get the whole year. And so you'll get a thing in the mail every month from me. It helps support the band and the things we're doing. So like our animated music video happened because of your support. We kind of set fundraising goals. Right now we're kind of in saving mode because we have a kind of a larger, more expensive thing that we need to do, and so March is kind of saving up for that, but we'll have more news about that in April. So 3 Clip says, is there going to be a set of 12? Yep. It's one for every month of this year, so there will be a set of 12. And the yearly bundle will also get you the January and February ones, which you can't buy individually anymore because that window is closed. So international shipping for these pins is only $1. So that's hopefully achievable for people in Europe or Australia. So I just ship them in an envelope with some stamps. And cool. So that's our Bug Scouts program. So beyond that, I'm cool to hang out and answer a couple more questions. I made the mistake of putting on jeans and this shirt, and so I'm a little hot under the lights, but I can hang out for a little longer. So and then one more thing, I like to write down my set list when I do these streams on like a piece of paper like this. If you go to our site, bughunterbug.com, and order a handwritten lyric postcard, so I'll write any snippet of lyrics that you want from any of my songs. I will pick a random one today. This worked really well last week, where we had a few people go and get the handwritten lyric cards, and I will just pick a random one that gets ordered today, and I will slip my set list into it, and then you'll have the set list from today, and I'll sign it and everything too. So small plug for that. Other than that, let's do questions. Moth, this isn't a question, but Moth says the bug pins are the only thing helping me keep track of time passing. They also do that to me, because they sneak up on me really quick, and all of a sudden it's the end of the month and I have to like get the next pin kind of underway. We have the entire year mapped out at this point, pretty sure. And if this goes well this year, then we'll do it again next year. But we have an idea for every month, and I think we have an artist either has finished or is working on every pin that we have for the rest of the year. So I need to get kind of ahead of things. So Mara says, why aren't you wearing PJ pants? I don't know. I feel like I shouldn't. I need to be a little more professional. And I always think, oh, no one can see my pajama pants. But then somehow I ended up moving in such a way last week where someone saw that I was wearing pajama pants. So I put on jeans, but I'll probably go back to pajama pants because it's a little too warm. Alan asks, when will we get Deep Blue Ink Bug Band plushies? Plushies are kind of outside of our budget at the moment. Custom plushies are not a cheap item to make. So unless I can find like 100 people who are willing to pay like $100 for plushies, it's not going to happen anytime soon. But hey, what you can do to help is you can tell all your friends about Bug Hunter, because if we get a big enough fan base, then our merch possibilities kind of go crazy, because it's just a matter of volume. The more you can sell, the cheaper it is to make in mass, and so then the more reasonable the prices can be. And so if we get really popular, then we can do fun things like making plushies for the Bug Band or things like that. So cool. Jacob Steer asks, what type of piano are you using? This is my piano. It's for these streams, it's more of just a background prop than it is something that I actually use. I'm definitely not able to play it yet. I can plunk a couple keys and I can play the Harry Potter theme song on it, and that's about it. So don't expect me to be playing piano anytime soon on these live streams. It is a Yamaha P125, so and I recommend it. It's been really good. I've been playing it for like 6 weeks. Will Magic says, what got you into making music? I started playing music when I was about 21. I played bass guitar kind of in high school. I picked up a baritone ukulele. Speaking of picking up a baritone ukulele, this is the baritone ukulele that I picked up, both now and back then. And it's kind of where I learned simple chords, because they're easy, and this is probably out of tune right now because I wasn't expecting to play it, but it's fine. A G chord is literally like, look, G, look at that, it's one finger. I can learn that in 2 seconds. E minor, same, just one, boom. So there's 2 chords that you can learn immediately, and all of a sudden you're playing 2 chords. And then C is like, it's pretty much, it's just 2 fingers. It's E minor plus this finger. There you got C. And then D is kind of a little trickier, but it's kind of the 4th one that people learn. And so you can play a lot of stuff with that, so I started with this, and then I upgraded to a guitar when I was about 22, and then I've been playing that since, and now I'm back out of my comfort zone trying to learn piano, and it's fun to kind of not be good at something. Not that I'm great at guitar, but the beginning steps of like, all right, separate my right hand and left hand, it's very it's different. I haven't had to have that kind of challenge in a long time. So Ash says vinyl. Same answer to the plushie question. It's just a matter of volume. We have some interest in vinyl, but not enough yet. So Shannon asked about commented on the ukulele. It's a Luna baritone ukulele. I don't know if they make this particular one anymore. I got it like 8 years ago. But it's on the high end for ukuleles, which is still cheap for a guitar. I think it was somewhere around like $300 or $350. So it's a nice ukulele, but a good guitar is that's kind of where guitars start. So it was kind of easier to like justify getting a nice ukulele to learn on, versus like a cheap guitar. So Momo Nomo says, do the bonus tracks come with physical CDs? Yep, the bonus tracks. The only differentiation between the bonus tracks and the normal tracks is just kind of the theme of the album that I was working on at the time. So yeah, the bonus tracks are on the CDs that I sell. We actually have all 3 CDs back in stock for the first time in a long time. For a while there, we had run out of torn between a couple, and then I got that back in, and I ran out of Bigger Than Myself. I will never run out of the rough draft because I ordered way too many when I made that album, thinking that people still listen to CDs. So please take these rough draft CDs from my closet. I have had to move all these boxes of rough draft CDs over and over again. So I have all 3 CDs on our site, and we're actually selling digital albums on our site too. I just set that up the other week. So if you are not a fan of iTunes or Google Music and just want the digital downloads, you can get those on our site as well, directly from the website. And that actually gives me, like, when you know, if you buy it on iTunes, Apple takes, $3 and the distributor takes, $1. If you buy it from the website, I get the most money from it from any other platform. So if you like to support music, but there are other ways to do that too. Bug Scouts is one. You can come to our Torn Between a Couple show. Those tickets are pay what you want. And cool. Just plugging things. Sorry, looking at questions. Mara says, I have all the Bug CDs and no CD player. Yeah, I think, I sign the CDs. They're not shipped from somewhere else. So if you're into also just like collectible things, I sign every CD that I send out. So even if you can't play it, you can have a signed piece of plastic with songs on it. Hannah Bloom says, I'm interested in making music, but I don't know where to start. Any advice? Yeah, so I'm gonna take this question to mean you're interested in like writing music, not recording music, because making is a little ambiguous, but correct me if I'm wrong. I'm gonna take it as you're looking at like writing songs. And I would recommend, honestly, like if you don't know how to play an instrument, like I was saying, this baritone ukulele is very simple to kind of get a couple of chords down, and then from there, you can play along with other songs to just kind of like get this down, and then that's where I started. I think guitar is frustrating. I think it's overly frustrating for people because you want to be good at it so quickly. But it's harder, right? It'll take you longer if you start with a guitar than if you start with like a ukulele, just because, a G on a guitar would look more like this, whereas on ukulele it's just this, right? It's easier to learn than kind of contorting your fingers to do this, and an E minor is one extra thing, but it's just simpler. And I think removing any barriers of frustration is kind of the quickest way to like see, am I passionate about this thing? Because if you get frustrated, then you don't have this feedback loop of feeling good when you do it. And that's what it took for me. I tried to learn guitar in high school and it didn't really stick. But as soon as I got the ukulele, I was like, hey, this is fun. I'm doing this. And every day I made progress enough to kind of keep me coming back the next day. And Hannah says, know a bit of piano. Same way. I mean, if you know a bit of piano, if you know the chords, if you know the major and minor scales, I think that for me unlocked a lot of songwriting, was taking Music Theory 101 and just learning, you learn chord progressions that actually make sense, right? So if you start with a G, that a C and a D and an E minor are going to sound good, kind of if you're putting chords together, but like a G sharp minor probably isn't, and don't at me if you're a music major and there's some kind of scale that includes that. Just general major and minor scales, you learn that it's not as open-ended as you kind of think it is. Knowing kind of like it really pares down and focuses kind of the different chords and notes that you can play once you're in a certain scale or key, and it just makes it easier. It streamlines things for at least me, and I can learn, okay, if I play G, D, E minor, C, that will sound like a song, and I can at least start from there rather than kind of guessing what chords were gonna make sense. So Shannon says, what instrument would you most like to be able to play? I'm assuming you mean one that I don't already play. And yeah, I would say that's piano. And that's why I'm getting after it. I'm 29 and they say it's harder to learn instruments when you're older, but I didn't think that I would learn guitar at 22 either. So I don't really have an excuse. So I'm going to keep doing it. So I can't pronounce this name. Elo Ethel. You mentioned having the pins design. How do you go about finding a designer for each month? So I'm working with artists that I know. I'm working with artists that I like and have reached out to. So like, for example, our January pins, and I think Katie might still be here, but Katie Aff was in the chat earlier. She designed our mascots for the bug hunter houses. So Theory Deer, Cozy Astronaut, and Toddler with a Slingshot. So the Cozy Astronaut pin, and I'll throw it up again just so y'all can see. It's the January pin. Katie Aff was just someone who was in our Discord, and she made a very cool Theory Deer artwork, and then we started working together. And so that was just kind of a neat thing that someone with a ton of talent kind of found our music and made something cool. February was another fan who had just kind of sent me this Bus Girl pin idea, and I loved it. And then, yeah, the March pin was, I was working with Deep Blue Ink, who we were working on the animated music video, and so it kind of made sense since the video was coming out, and we wanted it to be a Be Glad I Love You pin anyway. And then he came up with this bug band that he kind of interspersed throughout the video. It just made a lot of sense. So, yeah, I know some of the artists personally, and I've met some just through bug hunter music, but you know, I've got a pretty good roster of very talented folks that I'm lucky to be able to work with. So cool. Lil B says, what's your opinion on making fandom animatics, like with animes, with your songs? Yeah, I have no problem with anyone doing anything like that. Obviously, a lot of people probably came from the Dear McCracken fan animation that CJ Prism made a couple years ago. So obviously, I'm a big fan of fans just doing things like that. Just if you do that, please just credit me somewhere. The only time that it kind of bugs me is when someone puts something up on YouTube using my music and they don't mention our band name whatsoever. It's like, hey, let's all help each other out. Like, I'm happy for you to use our music. If you're building a channel or working on like, passion projects, just ask first maybe, and then I'll say yes. And then, if I ask you to take it down, if it's something overly violent or gratuitous or something that maybe politically I don't agree with, take it down. But other than that, I'm happy for people to kind of use my stuff for their passions. I think that's fun. Cool. Somebody asked my dad what house is he, and he said toddler, because he's definitely, my dad loves songs like disco and Who I'm Singing To and the high energy songs. So he's definitely a toddler with a slingshot. So, cool. I'm going to play one more song, just for kicks. Let me look at my menu here of what got kicked out in the first round. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, that won, that lost. Let's see. I'm going to play. Okay, I haven't played this one in a while, so let me do this. This song lost pretty badly, but I like this song. This is a song off the Rough Draft, and it's called Baby Teeth. We'd wear our finest clothes and pack tight in tiny rows and sing songs that someone wrote to guide us towards the truth. But those words never left my mouth without a bite or taste of doubt. Believing tasted great but was impossible to choose. Cause your God, he clangs on the latitude lines, always at the worst times. When you finally shut your eyes, your God, he waits with the keys on his side and passes the time, making up the strangest stories for your life. And I don't know what happens when we die. That won't change the way I live my life. Write down your fears and hopes and stick those in envelopes and send it out with no address. It never will be read. With prayers good when needing therapy. Focus, heal, and find priority. Don't pretend they have effect when buried in your head. I lost each belief One by one I pulled them gradually. Most would come out looking clean, but all the rest would bleed. I could listen to the lessons, but my head won't let me hear it and believe. And I don't know what happens when we die. That won't change the way I live my life. And I lost each belief like baby teeth. One by one I pulled them gradually. Most would come out looking clean, but all the rest would bleed. I could listen to the lessons, but my head won't let me hear it and believe. And I don't know what happens when we die. That won't change the way I live my life. But all I want before my time is up is a life that made a difference to someone. Thanks everybody for hanging out today. This was really fun. It's a fun way to kind of kick off my Sundays. I'll be doing this probably every other week. So for folks who this is a better time than Tuesday nights, I'll be doing these every 2 weeks. So the next one will probably be the 21st, and then I do a Tuesday night one as well for American evenings. So that'll be 9 days from now. So I do one a week, but I swap the time zone kind of that I play in and day. So thanks everybody for hanging out. I think I'll answer like one or two more questions. Mars, thank you. 16 out of 10. I will take that. N says, I've only listened to like 5 songs, but I love the feel of them. Cool. Well, we have another like 28 songs for you to listen to. So hopefully you can check those out and dig those too. So Ashfam says, did you ever busk? Yeah, I used to busk a lot back in the day. In San Luis Obispo in college, me and Kyle used to busk together. I would bring out my ukulele, and he would bring his cajon, and we'd sit out on a bench and play like Taylor Swift covers and some very, very early drafts of Surge of Confidence songs, some that never even came to light. And then when I moved to Seattle, I would busk by the Space Needle a lot. I lived kind of close to the Space Needle, and so I would busk kind of in Seattle Center with the Space Needle kind of like directly behind me, literally like 50 feet away. And I really enjoyed that. But there was a lot of different kind of performers and like pan flute bands and jugglers and stuff, so it was a little more competitive. But you know, I just did it for kind of kicks on weekends or on weeknights. So. Yeah, it's been a long time since I went busking, but it's funny because, you know, I still will go to open mics, or obviously not during COVID, but you know, post Bug Hunter being a band that people listen to and pre-COVID, I would go to open mics or I would busk, and it was not much changed. It's very interesting when you think like at this point we have 114,000 monthly listeners on Spotify, but I could still go to an open mic and I would try out songs from Bigger Than Myself. Like, you know, I was playing Pine Cones and then I'd play like Who I'm Singing To and Key to Being Lonely and stuff. And you still just have a room full of people not paying attention, just like they were in the early days. So, you know, don't ever get discouraged by that. If you're also a singer-songwriter in a band and you're playing bar gigs or open mics and you feel like people aren't giving you the time of day, even after I had released, 3 albums and gotten millions of streams on Spotify, I was still being ignored in cafes by people who, just going about their lives. So don't take it personally. Just get out there and practice. So anyways, Evelyn asked, how fast can I sing? I can sing very fast. I didn't know this was a talent that I had, but yeah, I've been told that learning making up words is very difficult. I guess it kind of comes naturally to me. I don't know why, but I've just been able to kind of do that fast talk enunciation thing that I do. I don't really call it rapping, but it's really, really quick folk, I guess. So I don't know the exact syllables per second or anything, but I've been told I can sing pretty fast. So cool. Join our Discord if you're here and like us and want to talk to more Bug Hunter fans. We're getting close to 800 people. I feel like I should just cap it at 1,000 or something, because I don't know. I was hearing some horror stories about the Cave Town Discord, and obviously Cave Town's a much bigger band than Bug Hunter, where he'll come into the Discord for half an hour and everyone will just kind of scream and type, and that seemed really horrible. And ours is more chill. We talk about lots of things and chat, and a lot of it's not even about Bug Hunter. We just have a good community in there, so hop on in. And I think that's it. Go watch the Be Glad I Love You animation. Go vote in March Madness. Check out our Bug Scout pin of the month. Our Be Glad I Love You pin will only be available for another 3 weeks. And then our Torn Between a Couple show is on the 20th. So go just reserve a spot. I just need to know that you're coming so I can make sure my Zoom subscription has enough capacity for everyone who's going to be there. So it's pay what you want, and you can enter 0 and come hang out. So I think that's it. Yep, that's all the things I wrote down. So thanks everyone for hanging out. I think my next stream will be next Tuesday, same place, different time, different day. Sorry for Europeans, that'll be 4 a.m. your time, but I'll do another one of these in 2 weeks. So cool. I will see you all pretty soon. Thanks.